Hi guys, welcome to CodeForm, and today we'll see the anatomy for a Java program. That what happens when we try to execute a Java program. Okay, so see, the basic two commands which we'll look today are Java C and Java, and what it does in our system. Okay, so just see this code over here, class test one. Okay, so I have a demo code here. I'll be adding it in the description. Okay, so what happens that once we have written our program, class test and all, so it is called source file. It is called source file. Okay, let me just write source file. Okay, and when we use Java C, Java C stands for Java compiler. So what we do, we say we request JVM, Java Virtual Machine, which we had installed via JDK in our previous video. So we request him that please, Mr. Java compiler, please compile our this class test1 file. So what it does, it just source file. Let me enter it to FRC. It converts it into a bytecode. Okay, so what is this bytecode? So bytecode, just simple. It's very simple thing. It's combination of zeros and one, and it is on machine level. So what we have written is our code. It is converted to a set of binary numbers. Okay, a binary file, and this is executed. And when we say Java R file name, this thing over here, Java R file name. So what it does that let me write. It shows you the output. It executes the generated binary code. Just remember this diagram over here. Source file is done by us. So this is what we do. Bytecode is the source file is converted into bytecode by Java compiler. So this is where the compiler comes in role. Now, suppose what will happen that I have another machine, so I don't need to send him the source file. What I can do is I can send him the bytecode, okay, and he'll be directly able to execute it. Let me just show you a very clear demonstration. So see, what I have already compiled this program. So let me do a thing. I'll add a new line. Okay. So hi Java 2, and technically the output should be hi Java. This is output hi Java 2. So see what will happen when I run the commands. So what I'm doing, I'm calling. Let me clear this thing. Okay. Achha, I don't clear it. What I'll do is I'll write Java C. I'm calling Java compiler, and I'm feeding him my file name test1.java. It is compiled, isn't it? So now I'll run it via Java test one. So see, still the third line has not came. Hi Java 2, isn't it? So this is because I haven't saved it. Okay, so this was a few thing which I wanted you to know. Now what will happen if I save it? Control plus save. Okay, I have saved it. I have saved the file. I have saved my changes. Now if I again want to run this file Java test1, it will still not give the third line. Hi Java 2, because I have not compiled it. Because at this instance, the bytecode, let me open that location for the folder. Then it will be easier to understand. Here, let me remove it. Okay. See, we have two files, Java file and class file. So this Java file is our test1.java file. Okay. And this class file is the file which is, this is the class file or bytecode file. Okay. Which is created when we call Java compiler, Java C. So let me just show you what is happening here. Let me just keep it side by side. Okay. So see what happens here when we have already compiled it once. Okay. So the compilation was done for the previous command, which we didn't had this line, isn't it? And what we did changes, or we added the third line, and what we didn't do, that we didn't create the bytecode for this new version. So what it is doing, that it will never directly execute your source file. It directly executes your bytecode. Now let me change the bytecode file, isn't it? So to change the bytecode or to create a bytecode, I'll call Java C and I'll again recompile. Wait for 2 minutes, it's compiled, and now when I'll run it, you'll able to get the output. See. Now if there's a courtesy, do not mingle the things how we follow a standard. It's not compulsion, but we follow a standard, and the standard is, let me annotate. So the standard is the main class, the main method class. We name our file with the class name. So in my case, it is test1. So what I did, I named the file as test1.java for simplicity. What will happen? Let me just show you a sample. Now let me just change it. What I'll do, I'll make it test3. Okay, simply let it be test. And I have see, I have already saved it with the name test1.java. So if now I want to compile, I will compile using the source code, which is test1.java, javac test1.java. Okay, it is being compiled. See, it is compiled. But if again I try to run it using this Java test1, let me write it, Java test1, it will create an error. So see, another thing which I saw, it's not creating an error. Let me take you to the file location because I already have this test1 class file. So at first, let me remove it. Okay. Okay, what will happen? I'll recompile it. Java C test1.java. I have converted using the source code test1. And now what I'll do, I'll invoke Java. See, if I try to invoke Java or if I try to invoke this class file, still there's no new class file. So let me just write Java test1 as we did in previous cases. See, it's creating error. Could not find or load main class test1 because I have set my main class name as test, and the class file which will be created here will be of the same name. Let me delete. Will be of the same name or what was given as class name. So let me recompile it, then things will get clear. See, I have compiled it. Okay, it was compiled successfully, and as I compiled, a new file with the name test has been created. So test is our class name, and test1 was our file name. So to overcome this situation or confusion, what we generally do is we take the class name as file name for simplicity. So what we did was we did test1. Okay, we saved it. Now we'll run it. You might be confused at that point only, where both the file gave same output because this class file was already present. Suppose if I move this class file to somewhere else, let me remove it to not my computer. Let me just keep it on C drive. Okay, I have moved the file. I have moved the file, and now just let me toggle to that location. So what we have. And I'll again take I'll create new video on this command form codes and terminologies which we use. But these two were the main thing which you needed to know. So see what we did, and now I'll call the same thing Java C. Sorry, I have already compiled and I ported that bytecode here. So I'll call it Java test1. I'm calling the file and it is getting the output. So this is what I wanted to say, that why this bytecode is created. So what we do, at first the source file is taken and converted to bytecode. And again, we use the bytecode for further uh, compilation, for further running and all. So this was for today's guys. Hope you support the channel with your likes and subscribe. And if you have any query or any suggestion, please put it in the comment box. So thank you. I hope that you enjoyed